light, love, and live. First, I want to talk about two mistakes that I did in the past few months. Both of them had 5 stages in them, with the first stage being the trigger, which was beyond my control. And the second stage is my immediate reaction to that trigger. And the third stage is a realization. Then the fourth stage is my decision. And then finally, the fifth stage, execution of the decision. Let's go to the first situation. The first situation is about rage. And this rage was triggered by a provocation that came from outside. The moment I heard the trigger, which is a provocative statement, immediately my reaction was anger. In a moment, that anger just swelled to my head, and I wanted to throw what I had in my hand to the floor. Then, very soon, I moved to the third stage. The third stage is realized, oh, this is not a situation for which I should throw my plate down. But after I had that realization, then from somewhere within me, I made a decision to shout, yell, and scream. And the moment my mind made that decision, next is I started executing the decision. I started screaming and I started throwing a rage. The next situation is about depression. The depression also had a trigger which was external to me. And this time it is an expectation that was not met by someone. Now, once I had the expectation not met, the second stage is my reaction, which was disappointment. And it is natural when your expectation is not met, then you are disappointed. But very soon I realized the person who did not meet my expectation was not intentionally doing it. It was very unintentional. That person did not even realize that they were disappointing me. However, in this situation, my mind made a decision to precipitate the problem, precipitate my disappointment by sitting in the place where I sit for hours together, did not even get up, did not even listen to anyone, just sat and went spiral down very quickly into depression. In both these cases, the pattern is very similar. There is a trigger that's outside our control, and there is an immediate reaction. In one case, it is anger, and another case, which is disappointment. You see, we are all humans and we go through situations, and it is very natural for us to face emotional reaction like anger or disappointment. And the third stage is also good. However, the fourth stage, where I made a decision, is in my control. In the first case, given the powerful situation I was in, I made a decision to show my anger. And in the second situation, I had a completely an opposite reaction where I decided to sit where I am and show my disappointment more and more. So the decision is in my control. The moment we make the decision, the execution follows. Now, in both cases, the result of my execution is I get to a stage where it is hard to get back. You see, when you show rage, gone past over a period, it is very hard to take back and go back to where you started. In the same way, once you get into a depression, it is very hard to get out of depression. In both cases, I struggled once I started the execution to stop and get out. Given these two problems, then I started realizing how I could get out of both these situations. And that's where the topic of today's discussion comes. First one is light. If you are in a depression, or if you are in a place where you are not able to forgive somebody, and you've gone through rage, or you've gone through showing anger with somebody, and you've moved past and you're not able to get back, the first step you have to do is realize where, which point of this journey did you make that wrong decision. The moment you're able to identify the point where you made the wrong decision. You see, many a times when we analyze this kind of situation, our mind only goes into what decisions that other person did wrong. The problem is, what you need to do is look into the decisions that you made wrong. And the moment you're able to find those decisions, shed light to it. Confess it to people with whom you have hidden, to the person who you have hurt. Once you confess, that is shedding light into the problem, you will be able to get out of that situation. Now that you've got out of the situation, what do you need to do next? The next one is love. Love is not just a surface love where we say, hey, I love you. No. Love is something that you show from your heart. And it can be different for different situations, for different people. And that in your heart what is love in these kind of situations. So to persist in a state where you do not go back into what you were before, you need to show love. By showing love, you will be able to sustain in the place where you're now out of it. And then the third one is live. You see, we all have breath in us. As long as we have breath in us, we want to live to the fullest. And live basically is sustaining this state of showing love till our end. And have that resolution in your mind that you are going to live showing love till the end of our life. Light to come out, then show love to remain, and then third, live and continue to show that love till the end of our life. Thank you.